Here are 15 Minecraft tips for noobs. Tip number 1 is bamboo harvesting. When you find a bamboo forest, there are stalks of bamboos, and when you harvest these trees, they give you approximately 12 bamboo rods apiece. Now bamboo is quite prolific and you can harvest them quickly with any type of sword. Here in this example, we can harvest bamboo quite efficiently and almost instantly while gathering a large amount of bamboo. In less than quite literally 20 seconds, we gathered over 5 stacks of bamboo. Bamboo can be used in a full crafting pattern to make bamboo blocks, which means that we have about 40 blocks. Each of these blocks can be crafted to make 2 planks, which gives us over a full stack of planks. Compared to the average tree gives us 6 blocks of wood, which is 24 pieces of planks, and at the same time it makes us to harvest 3 times the amount of bamboo planks. In terms of cooking, bamboo has a 2.5 second burning time, which is shared as well by scaffolding. The block of bamboo on the other end has a 15-second burning time, which is consistent with the stairs, and a 7.5 seconds with the slab. All these stats are also the same when compared to the overworld log. Tip number 2 is carpet fencing. If you have trouble with your mobs coming out of their fencing, then instead of crafting a fence, craft a carpet. A carpet on the fence allows us to jump in and out of the fencing without worrying about those mobs escaping, as well as creating an easy access point for ourselves. To even prove this, if we grab a piece of wheat, then the cow will try to follow it. The cow here will not be able to follow us over the fence like unto us before. Tip number 3 is seed mapping. Pretend that you're in a biome you don't like the Sahara, and let's say you want to go to a different biome such as the bamboo biome. So what you're going to do is you're going to do /seed command and find out your seed, which in this case is 125. After you get the seed, you want to go to the seed map Minecraft app. The website for it is chunkbase.com, which is also the name of the application. In the main application page, you want to load the experimental seed map, which will take you to this page. What you're going to do next is type in the seed, and it generates a map which we can zoom in and out of. It has a compass, which is the spawn point, so we can look at the biome that we want to go to. If we scroll down, we can highlight certain biomes or put our coordinates in along setting the biome height. At the top bar, we can view different features of the map, such as villages and certain spawns, and above the bar we can find different dimensions other than the overworld. So for instance, when we load the nether inside of this, we can see different biomes such as the Sand Soul Valley along lava, and we can see the nether fortress spawns as well as the bastion remnants and the ruined portals. And then even after this, we can also load the end dimension. And inside the end dimension, we can go ahead and see the end city along with the end gateway, along the elytra spawns, which can help you find those as well. So when we go to our actual world, we can see that it's in this general direction that we'll find the bamboo forest. So if we continue on for a time, eventually we'll run into the bamboo forest ourselves. Tip number 4 is coordinate keeping. Oftentimes you can get lost in the nether and in the overworld and spend a long time looking for your nether portal in a dangerous underworld, and then wind up quitting and deleting your world. Instead of just memorizing the terrain and winding up having to delete the world, we should keep track of our own spawns. When we spawn in the nether, we should open up our debug screen. Here on the debug screen on the left side's second group of the text, you will see the XYZ coordinates, which refers to the axis coordinates we are at. X and Y are the 2-dimension views, while Z is the 3rd dimension. X here represents our forward and backward coordinates, or north and south, while Y is our east and west on the 2D view, with Z being our depth. Here our coordinates are 52, 81, and -10, with them being in XYZ order. Now you don't want to just do this process in the underworld, but also do it in the overworld. Here in the overworld, our coordinates are 344, 70, and -86. It is important to keep these coordinates so that we can hold them for future reference and have our main areas and bases kept track of so we never lose them. Tip number 5 is bone blocks. Inside the nether, there are these souls valleys, which are made of soulstone. In this part of the nether, it is common for bone blocks to spawn in groups and large quantities of groups. Here we can see that there are 11 bone blocks in this group. Now each bone block gives us 9 bone meal, which easily gives us a stack and a half of bone meal. To put that in perspective, 1 bone can produce 3 bone meal, while 3 bones or 9 bone meal can make a block. Tip number 6 is rain fishing. Fishing can be a long experience and range from anywhere between 5 and 30 seconds, but it can provide treasure at a 0.8% yield. To increase this chance, you need to fish in rain, which decreases the wait time by 25%, as you can see here in our examples. Tip number 7 is boat trapping. If you ever encounter a dangerous mob such as an enderman, but you need to acquire their dropped items, then consider trapping them in a boat. For instance, with this zombie, we can push him into a boat and then kill him outside of his range. His range is 1.2 blocks, while ours is ranging from 2.5 to 5 with an average of being 3, allowing us to capture the loot from the dropped items. Tip number 8 is campfire cooking. If you ever have to choose between a campfire and a furnace to cook food, then choose a campfire. The campfire cooks within 30 seconds in a 4-way access while also having an infinite resource to cook with. On the other hand, with the furnace, the cook time is 40 seconds for the furnace with the same amount of food. This leaves the campfire with a 10-second faster cooking time than that of the furnace. Tip number 9 is the debug screen. When you're in your Minecraft world, then press the F3 function to open the debug screen. Here on the debug screen, we can see many different elements. I attached below the wiki fandom page to interpret this, and there is a ton of information in the debug screen that can be used for many different things. Tip number 10 is duplicating flowers. If you ever want to preserve your flowers or make a garden or get more dye, then you can use bone meal to produce your flowers at a 1:1 ratio in order to get more flowers. Tip number 11 is water clearing. It is hard to get seeds from grass and can take a long time. This is because there is a 12.5% chance to drop seeds when you break grass. So instead of using your hands, you increase the surface area of your breaking by using a water bucket. The water bucket has a 7-block horizontal, which creates a diamond spreading shape. So while you can use your hands and get a 1:1 coverage, you can use water for a 1:144 coverage. Tip number 12 is crawl mining. When mining, place a trapdoor in front of you and put yourself in the crawling position. This allows you to dig 1 block at a time, which not only increases your safety, but also increases the longevity of your pickaxe. With 1 block coverage, we can expose 5 blocks, while on the other hand, we can have a 2-block coverage and expose 6 blocks. The ratio of single block mining comes from a 1:5 benefit, while 2-block mining is only a 1:3 benefit. Tip number 13 is Kelp source water blocks. If you ever need to craft a 2x2 infinite water source, then just use Kelp. Kelp causes the water source to be seen as an entity and gives its own source, which in turn allows us to destroy it and have a natural water source. Tip number 14 is the shift key. If you keep transferring items one at a time, you need to stop. Instead of enduring this long process, then you should hold the shift key and then click, which enables quick transfer. This also can craft a whole stack of items, as well as double click transferring, which transfers a group of all of one kind. Tip number 15 is lava cooking. If you have a furnace and you're wanting to cook, then use a lava bucket. The reason being is that your average piece of coal has an 80-second cooking time, which can cook approximately 7 items. Now with a lava infinite source, you can have an infinite power source that has a 1000-second cook time or 16 minutes of burning time, and only takes 64% of the bucket to burn any whole stack of items. The bucket lasts 125 times longer than coal and takes 12 times less than coal to smelt a stack of items. That brings us to the end of our video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content and our next pros tips video.